What's going on, everyone? Alliance Work here, and welcome back to another Raid Boss Guide. And in this video, we're going to be going over the mechanics for Forgeweaver Araz on normal difficulty. This boss, I feel, is the part of the raid where everything starts to ramp up a little bit, but it is a very simple fight once you know what you're doing. Well, with that being said, let's hop right into the video. The first ability you're going to notice the boss has is Invoke Collector. This will spawn a pillar on the left and right side of the room, and any further casts made by this will just cause little sparks to spawn. That's literally about it. Tanks, you will want to turn on 2 stacks of Overwhelming Power, as that is your tank debuff. And then the rest of the raid, healers, DPS, you all want to stack up tight on the boss, because that way you can get optimal cleave out of all of the mechanics that come out. The boss will occasionally debuff random players with Astral Barrage. This debuff is what will spawn the Arcane Manifestations when it expires. The Arcane Manifestations can be CC'd, stunned, death gripped, basically you name it. Keeping these adds from reaching the pillars is your primary goal. I don't know what happens if they hit the pillars, but they will move slowly towards them. So make sure you keep them from making that happen. The next ability we're going to talk about is Arcane Obliteration. This will target one specific player in the raid with a ring that needs to be soaked. Once that ring is soaked, an Arcane Echo will spawn that looks just like the boss. This add does a few of the boss's abilities, but nothing too overly scary. Just stack him up, cleave him down, and you'll basically forget he exists. But aside from that, that's basically everything you need to know for Phase 1, so we're going to hop right into Phase 2 when the boss casts Arcane Expulsion. Arcane Expulsion makes the boss immune to damage, and you need to kill the 2 pillars on the left and right side. Also, at the end of this phase is when you're going to want to pop Hero, as the boss will get a damage taken increase from a debuff called Mana Splinter. But during this phase, the rods will just cast Photon Blast, which is just a singular line. And the healers, make sure you want to rotate your healing cooldowns, as there is a raid-wide debuff called Astral Burn that just gets applied to everyone and constantly stacks all throughout the phase. Once the 2 pillars are dead, the boss will go into the middle, be stunned. This is when you want to pop Hero and your big cooldowns to nuke the boss as hard as you can. The Splintered Attendant needs to be picked up by the tanks. It does have a damage absorb shield, and it will get a stacking buff for as long as it keeps hitting the exact same person. So even if you just want to taunt switch for like 2 seconds and let the other tank have it back, that's really all you have to do to keep that add in check. Otherwise, it will start hitting your tank like a truck. Afterwards, the Phase 1 will just repeat exactly as it has before, except the boss is lower health. One thing important to note is the same day I'm making this video, I had a different pull on an alt, and we actually nuked the boss so hard he actually skipped his second transition and went right into Phase 3. During Phase 3, as you will see it coming up very soon, the boss will destroy the window. There will be a giant void orb trying to suck the raid into the abyss, and the fight basically becomes a DPS race from there. There will be some adds that spawn, but just stack them on the boss, cleave them down, and then eventually you will win. One thing I will like to note about this fight, though, I know a lot of people tend to do the go one side, nuke the rod, go to the other side, nuke the rod. I personally found that splitting the raid up is actually a much better strat. Well, obviously depending on, what your DPS looks like and everything. But personally, as you see in this video, the rods are basically dying at the exact same time. And then, like I said, once this phase ends, the boss will jump right into phase 3, where it is a race against the clock. Because the longer you're in phase 3 for, the harder the void is going to pull you. But that's basically everything you need to see for this fight. My opinion, I love how this fight has been laid out and designed. I think it is a very well made fight. Pretty difficult, all things considered. But with that being said, we're just going to wrap this video up here. Obviously, let the video play out to the end. But if you guys enjoyed, make sure to subscribe. Feel free to check out some of our other raid boss guides on this channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.